ile mambo mnasikia kelele kidogo kwa chama cha DAP is about wale ambao wa conservative na wale ambao wanataka kuwa liberal, wale ambao wanataka kurebrand chama ili chama isikue labda ni ya magharibi pekee yake, kuanza kuwa na other voices, because politics is just about Western Kenya. So hiyo ambayo ndio challenge tuko nayo, wale ambao wanataka chama kikae vile kilivyo, na wengine wote ambao wanasema hapana, wacha tufungue milango kwa watu wengine tuongee kwa chama tu prepare, because we believe DAP iko na protection. So
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kenyan Daily Report. As the united opposition politics seems to be taking shape in the same direction and in spirit of togetherness ahead of the 2027 general election, where we have seen different political parties or leaders taking a step back to support one candidate, something else is happening. Things seems to be falling apart within the western part of Kenya. Lately, there has been a mounting tension between the two giants of the Mulembe nation within the united opposition politics. The TRANSNZOIA governor, George Natembeya, and the DAPK party leader, EUGENE Wamalwa. This is happening over the leadership of the DAPK party. It has been evident that there is no coming back from the fallout between the two leaders, George Natembeya, who is currently holding the position as the deputy party leader of DAPK Kenya, and his party leader, EUGENE Wamalwa. Many predicting a takeover or a coup that was suggested to have taken place within the party by George Natembeya. It seems, or things seems to be turning out different because many elders from the Mulembe nation have been against the takeover of DAPK party by George Natembeya via coup or through an hostile takeover. Remember, a few weeks or about a month ago, George Natembeya went ahead to fund a campaign online which declared him the leader of DAPK party, which means he had organized to take over the party without the knowledge of the party leader, EUGENE Wamalwa, which brought about a fallout of the two parties, the two parties, that is EUGENE Wamalwa and George Natembeya, all of them making different statements via media platforms, suggesting that they are going to part ways in one way or the other if EUGENE Wamalwa does not cede or does not decide to hand over the party leadership to one George Natembeya. But you all know that EUGENE Wamalwa has been associating himself more so with the likes of GACHAGUA, Kalonzo Musyoka, and the rest within the united opposition umbrella. But that is something that one George Natembeya has not taken the path of deciding that he is going to step in and also act as one of the leaders within the united opposition. But now, it seems that things are happening differently right now. George Natembeya, realizing that he cannot stage a coup and win the heart of the people of the Mulembe nation towards his side, he has decided to take a new path. And this path really puts him in a position to have the right to negotiate as a leader within the Mulembe nation or a kingpin of the Mulembe nation politics. The move that George Natembeya has pulled is one for the books as I speak right now, because what he has done is one thing that we cannot currently assume. According to the intelligence or the intel that we are receiving right now, is that Governor George Natembeya has currently gone ahead to launch his new party or registered a new party. According to the bombshell intelligence desk, the BID, it is speaking reports that George Natembeya has registered his political party known as the Alliance of Working Economy, which is in bracket the Tawe movement. Remember, he has been campaigning on the Tawe movement, and the Tawe is a Luya name which he coined out of his narrative from attacking President William Ruto, calling for the togetherness of the Mulembe nation as the second largest community in the Republic of Kenya, so that they will have a chance at the negotiation table. Now, seeing that Eugene Wamalwa is not playing the politics that he wanted, that George Natembeya wanted Eugene Wamalwa to play, George Natembeya has taken the mantle to open a new party, because without a party, he cannot have a seat at the negotiation table with the rest of the opposition chiefs. Now, knowing that George Natembeya severally has been called out as one of the key players in the 2027 general election within the Mulembe nation, he has come out with his own party. Now, this party that George Natembeya has come out with is a party that he is going to popularize within the Mulembe nation to, play the politics of takeover from Eugene Wamalwa, and so that he will have a higher negotiation power when it comes to negotiating with other political parties. Now, looking at it, within the united opposition, there are different parties. There is the DAPK, there is Wiper, there is the PLP by Martha Karua, there is the DP party, the Democratic Party led by former Attorney General and Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi. There are parties like the DCP led by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Now, DAPK, the leader that is on the table is none other than Eugene Wamalwa. Natembeya wants to be that leader on that table. There is UPA also, the UPA party led by one Fred Matiang'i. Now, there is one thing that you all must realize. The narrative of having George Natembeya in the negotiation table of the united opposition is one that we cannot assume, because the man has a very, very big influence when it comes to the Mulembe nation politics. And the reason I'm saying this is because rumor has been going on that there is a possibility of George Natembeya coming in to act as a running mate for the united opposition politics some the year 2027. Now, what is happening is this. George Natembeya, realizing that he cannot take over the DAPK party, he had to form his own party. Now, his own party, the Alliance of Economy, whatever, is going to be on the negotiation table. Now, this is what is happening. Remember, I have told you once and again, all these politics being played out, there are two sides. The side of Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka, and there is this side of Fred Matiang'i. Now, Fred Matiang'i has been considering George Natembeya as a key political player in the 2027 general election. And to have George Natembeya there, that means that Fred Matiang'i is considering taking in George Natembeya as his running mate. Are we together? So Rigathi Gachagua is planning to front Kalonzo Musyoka and Martha Karua as the party that he will support, the team that he will support. On the other side, George Natembeya, Fred Matiang'i, being a man that cannot take a second position in the politics of the year 2027, he wants now to bring in George Natembeya on this. Now, George Natembeya coming in with his party, it's something that gives him the ultimate power to have a negotiation power. George Natembeya will be taken as Fred Matiang'i's deputy presidential candidate or running mate. Now, what will happen is, once Gachagua brings in Martha Karua and Kalonzo Musyoka on the table, Matiang'i comes in with George Natembeya, they will have now to sit down and evaluate who has the higher chances. Now, if Matiang'i has the higher chances, then Matiang'i will take up the role as the flag bearer of the united opposition. On the other side, if Kalonzo has the higher chances, Kalonzo will become the flag bearer of the opposition. Now, it is upon one Martha Karua and George Natembeya now to fight for who is best to take up the mantle as the running mate. Now, at the end of the day, they will all come together and make a unanimous decision. But one thing that George Natembeya has played at is to make sure that he has higher chances of negotiating when it comes to the politics of deciding who runs the show come the year 2027. Mtazamaji, tell me what you think will unfold between these two parties. Martha Karua and Kalonzo Musyoka's ticket together against Fred Matiang'i and George Natembeya's ticket. Which ticket actually has the ultimatum power to actually change the dynamics of the united opposition politics by uniting Kenyans together and showing a one front come the year 2027. Leave a comment in the comment section. See you in our next video. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.